Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that helps you leverage conflict to master your leadership skills and live your best life. Hey, hope you're doing well today and keeping healthy. Today, I'm going to continue our conversation about emotional intelligence and focus on the second component, which is self-management. And just like yesterday, I'm going to give you a few tips to help you improve your self-management. Now, improving your self-management is important because, as Daniel Goleman says, we can either let our emotions continue to control us, or we can choose to control and manage our emotions. So hopefully you were able to listen to yesterday's show when we talked about the first component of emotional intelligence, which is self-awareness. This second component, self-management, can only be adequately addressed if you have identified and understand your self-awareness. Because let's face it, you cannot fix or improve something if you haven't identified the details. Now, most of the research from today's show came from a few books, so I want to acknowledge these books and authors. First of all, Daniel Goleman's book, Primal Leadership, which is hands down my favorite book of his. And Travis Bradberry's book, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. So let's get on with it. Self-management is basically the ability to utilize your awareness of your emotions so you can manage your emotions and thoughts and actions effectively. If you can learn to manage your emotions, you can seize control of nearly every situation and deal with it in a rational manner, many times without getting stressed out or losing control of your emotions. Goleman breaks down self-management into 6 competencies, which are emotional control, transparency, adaptability, achievement, initiative, and optimism. And by the way, in his book Primal Leadership, Goleman explains why he revised his model of emotional intelligence from 5 components down to 4 main components. The 4 main components are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. And quite frankly, I think it's a little easier to understand now. So having a high level of self-management means you can maintain your emotions so they don't get disruptive. You are honest and trustworthy. You are flexible to the changing situations all around you. You have internal drive to exceed the standards. And you are ready to act at any given time while seeing the positive in most situations. Now, that sounds like the perfect person to me. And quite frankly, not too many people will even come close to being a fairy tale kind of person like this. However, we can all improve our self-management skills to become more like that person I just described. Bradberry lists 17 strategies to improve self-management in his book Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I'd like to quickly point out 3. First, he says to count to 10. And while doing so, just relax and think about the situation and get control of your emotions so you respond instead of reacting. I've been doing this for years, but I follow the 3-second rule that Les Parrott describes in his book, 3 Seconds, The Power of Thinking Twice. Parrott basically explains that pausing for 3 seconds is extremely powerful because it allows you to just digest the situation before responding to anyone, and it'll nearly improve your response every time. So I'd recommend you give it a try. Another one of Bradberry's strategies is to take control of your self-talk. Man, I think this is so critical because we talk to ourselves more than we talk to anybody else on any given day. And the thing is, we believe every word we tell ourselves. Have you ever heard this saying, we are our own biggest critic? Well, that's true. And we often find ourselves telling ourselves that we just aren't good enough, or we should have done better, or other negative thoughts. Instead, take control and start speaking positivity into your mind. Finally, the last strategy I want to discuss is to visualize yourself succeeding. And I think this goes along with your self-talk, but really see yourself being and doing what you want to be and do. I had a mentor in the Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant retired Bob Vasquez. And he used to always say, if you can see it, you can be it. And man, that is so true. We become what we envision ourselves becoming because our thoughts and vision will become a part of our daily routine. Today's challenge is to pick one or all three of these strategies. And remember, the strategies were count to 3, control your self-talk, and visualize yourself succeeding. And work on them today. Hey, as always, I hope this provided some value for you today. Have a great rest of your day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.